Getting ready, y'all. All right. Hey, can y'all hear me? And make sure I'm on the screen here. Yep. Let me get it on my TV where I can see the comments. I got a lot to tell y'all. Lot to tell you. I'm gonna tell you some stuff. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna be doing. What's coming up. I'm gonna tell you, like, if you want to see me on video, you will have to come here on Southern Ideas. I'm not gonna be making videos and putting them on Tammy's channel no more. Oh, Tammy, she said that I've been at her a pretty good while. And I told her that that Tuesday and Thursday was too close together. And she's gonna try to do Saturday videos. Saturday, Monday, and Thursday. And the reason I was putting them videos on there is trying to fill the empty spots where she wasn't getting on there. Oh, and I'll be on there when her and Grandma gets on there. I'll be in there with them talking. But as far as any like me making any videos like this right here, I won't be putting none on Tammy's channel. Probably won't put no more edited videos on there neither. I'll concentrate on this channel right here and my Danny Stephen Hodges channel or whatever it is. So hello everybody. I got stuff to tell y'all. I'm gonna be making a video. I done been thinking about it a week. About a widowed woman that a man moved in on her, she was a target. That's gonna be coming up. I'll have a little bit of video to show you about it. Like a too good to be true man, I'm gonna be telling you about that. And upcoming. And y'all, it's endless, the door's wide open. And here's the deal, y'all. I know that y'all, the regular crowd, like my videos. But on Tammy's channel, it's still y'all. There's people that refuse to watch. I don't know exactly why. But anyway, they ain't got to worry about that no more. As long as Tammy's doing good, that's all I care about. I don't care that I don't have to be on there. I don't care. Hello, Miss Helen. Hello, Pamela. And hello to everybody. I got a video showing you of Mama fishing. I talked to her today for about an hour, and I have a couple of little friends that got scammed. Yeah, I'm gonna be telling y'all all about it in detail. And oh yeah, so I guess y'all seen Tammy's video a while ago. I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all probably did. Y'all kind of hardcore Hodges, most of you. They're they up there in the mountains, Stephen and Tammy, and this kind of stuff right here that like aggravates me. Oh, I can't remember just exactly how it goes. Stephen was aggravating Dina, and I mean I know what he was doing. He's aggravating, and for some reason, he called her an athlete, and then in another minute or so, he said, "Daddy said he was an athlete," and she said, "He says a lot of stuff." It wasn't me that said that about the Dina being the athlete. Dina told Christina that one time. She was an athlete. If she was an athlete, I was Tom Brady playing the NFL. I was there, y'all. But it ain't no big deal, but like, she don't realize saying he says a lot of stuff is an uppercut to me. That's an uppercut. If you don't know it, that's an uppercut. He says a lot of stuff is an uppercut. That's a slap. And I don't take too damn kindly to slaps. But I was all right until she told Stephen she was proud of him for telling me about the smoking over there when he was building the house. And that's been talked about a lot, here. Tammy said Dina was just jealous. That ain't what I'm on here to say, though. I just told, hey, Irma, I just told somebody, y'all, you ain't gonna get a damn thing on me. I mean, you need to watch it. You're gonna mess with me, you need to watch it. Because I don't care what I say. Actually, hold back if you want to know the truth. But I really don't care. If somebody needs it, they'll get it. And they can get all they want. And, people that talk about their friends, let me let you in on a little secret. People that talk about their friends will talk about you. Did you know that? That might be one you want to raise up and write down on on your little notepad there. People that talk about their friends will talk about you. Without me elaborating, You figure it out. Y'all, while I was, today sitting around, I don't know what made me, and I don't know what come over me, I really don't. Oh, yeah, another thing, about like, she's proud of Stephen for like making me mad and I come back over here. That reunited the flame and that reunited a fire of how shitty I was doing. And I don't know if it's going to wear off. It might take a long time for it to wear off. So you understand, I was doing real shitty, boy. I don't know if I'd do nobody like that. So, right now I'm getting to my story. I don't know. Oh, Ryder, yeah. Hey, Ryder, I was going to call you a while ago uh, and tell you I was going to be on the live, but I'm glad you made it. I just forgot I was going to call Christine and talk to her a few minutes, and then I was going to call you, and then somebody else sent me a text, and I kept telling her I had to go, and she talked all the way up until I had to go live, so I didn't get to call you. I'm glad you made it. Uh, okay, so y'all, I'm finally getting to the story. Hope Mom was watching. I tried to call her too. I think she was either feeding the chickens or taking a nap, but I tried to call her. About 2 hours ago or whenever I scheduled this video. Oh, all right, now here we go. I ain't lying this time. Here we go. I don't know what made me start thinking about it. I really don't. I really don't know where it come from. But I don't hardly remember nothing until I got 9 years old. And I've heard Mama talking about her knowing her first grade teacher. Let me move my live symbol to the top. So, hey, y'all in the chat, just put in there, can you remember very good before you was 9 years old? I don't know if it was like Mom and Daddy raising hell. I mean, I don't know why I don't remember before I was 9 years old. I mean, I remember little bits and pieces, but it's just very little bits and pieces. I don't know if, I don't know what you lay that to. I really don't know what you lay that to. But I know, you can remember, Carol. I don't remember specific things. Yes, man, I think that's strange, like the kind of memory I got. But, Mom, I got this moving van. I don't know. I don't think I chose family. Mom, I got this moving van, and I remember we moved to an apartment over in Dublin, and I remember that's when I started remembering. And we walked to school, and we didn't do like your grandma and your granddaddy. They walked to school toting a 100-pound bag of seeds in the snow. I didn't do all that, but we walked to school. We didn't have no bicycle, and I think I got it pulled up on Google Earth. I might show y'all here in a minute where we was walking from to school. It's a pretty good little ways. And, you know, plenty of people had bicycles. You know, they rode a bike to school, but we walked. And the walking wasn't no problem. I mean, we didn't think nothing of it. And Mom was working 12 days at the woolen mill then. Graveyard shift. I always had to say something to make Google like put my video in time out, to be happy. I guess that woman was over there. We had to be at school before Mom even got off. There wasn't no bus. We lived in the city. And I don't remember very much about school. I had to figure it up. You in the first grade, you 6 years old. In the fourth grade, you 9 years old. And I was looking at the way that we walked home from school and stuff. And cause we take different roads and stuff. But like, I don't know if people still do that. Walk to school. In this day and time, it sounds kind of dangerous. To me, I know a woman forgot to let Christina off the bus one day and rode down here about 300 or 400 yards. And instead of her backing the bus up or turning around like she should have done, Christina's a little old bitty thing, boy. She put her off the bus and she walked, 400 yards. And I mean, Tammy was mad, son. And Tammy started in on it, went to the school. And the school couldn't, how can you defend that? School was trying to play it down. But I mean, Tammy wasn't taking that, son. And I mean, her little girl. Stephen wasn't on the bus that day for some reason. But I was just about fitting to fire that woman. And I told Tammy, I said, I said, I wish you'd just drop that stuff. I said, the woman, and I'm sure the woman knows she made a mistake. And I knew the woman too. But, that's, I've said that quite a few times, that, you don't, you'd rather for me to be mad at you than Tammy. Or she don't, you know what I mean? Tammy's hell. Anyway, that's that. We lived over there in Dublin, and it's right uptown. It's close to that camera where I show y'all. Martin Theater was down the street just a little ways. And across the street, you go to the Martin Theater and watch movies. And I would walk around town and stuff. And Daddy seen us walking uptown. Everybody used to wear, men used to wear shorts, They didn't wear Bermuda shorts. At one time, men got to wear, pretty high up shorts. I'm sure y'all remember. I might have had my shirt off. I was 9 years old. He tried to make a big deal about that. Shit, Mama didn't know what we was doing. We'd walk around town, and there's a man that sold these peanuts. I don't know how my brother always finds out all this stuff, but this man sold boiled peanuts. Had them in a little. Remember when beer used to come in a little flat, you know, uh, a cardboard flat? He had them peanuts bagged up in little sack, like you used to get candy in. And hey, that was like Steven there on that video. And that man would give you a flat of peanuts, and you could walk around town and sell them. Man, they'd be people buying them things, boy. And you could go get, and he paid you. I don't remember how much he made, but you could go take him the money back, and he'd give you your part of the money. And if you wanted to, you could get another flat and go sell them. And we done that. The last time I went up there and got some peanuts to go sell, somebody stole one of my bags. It was a carload of men. And I was standing up there holding them peanuts, and they was getting them, but they was paying me. But one man stole a bag of peanuts. I went back to that store. That man knew that all the money wasn't there. He asked me about it. I said, oh no. That's what youngins do. I don't know why I didn't tell him. Somebody just got a bag. I mean, a grown man just got a bag. And I mean, He know they didn't pay for the damn peanuts. But I mean, what you do, so I mean, I never done that again. I never sold peanuts again. And Sometimes I take the long way home. You know how I told you I always had girlfriends? And this girlfriend named Cherry, she had a creek outside her house. They live right next door to a creek. And I just go out there and throw rocks in that creek, about like what you would see on TV. I mean, you're about, on a movie. I'd go out there and throwing rocks in the creek and stuff. She'd come walking out there. Prettiest little thing you ever seen. And, it's like all the other girlfriends, they wasn't never no official breakup. Hell, we just split. I was in the fourth grade. And I don't know where my mama got it from, but she gave me a wedding band. And I wore that wedding band. And people knew that was a wedding band because a lot of people would say something about it. And I like rings. I used to. I used to like rings. And I went in the bathroom one day and washed my hands. And I laid that ring up on the sink and forgot about it. Actually, ain't the first time I've done that. It's just another ring I done it. But the boy was telling me, he said, man, like a week or two later, he said, man, you know what I found in the bathroom? I said, what? He said, I found a wedding ring in the bathroom. I said, man, that was mine. Hey, he give it back to me. If you listen, Mama, it was Earl Cannon. And I know you say, they used to own the piano places, folks. Used to own the piano place up there on Tailbear. But Earl Cannon was Squirrel Man, Mom, if you listen. That's who that was. He went to Dublin school. I think he went to Dublin the whole time. And we'd go over there to the show, watch movies, go up there to Williamson Bakery. It was downtown Dublin then. And I do know, I think I only went to Dublin that one year, Dublin school. It's called Saxon Street. Saxon School. I looked it up. And I was looking like how far we was walking to school. And a lot of them people that I met over in Dublin, as kids, I wound up like knowing them after I got grown. this girl Cherry, and I mean, I went a bunch of years without ever seeing her again, and then she popped up. Lives out at Thunder Springs. Thunder Springs is pretty well high class place, you know. Some of the women that come here sometimes stay there, you know. It's just kind of expensive, but it's a house. It's not no little room. It's a house, and you can, you know, stay there a few days or a week or whatever, you know. Well, Stephen was out there one time making a video. That woman was at that house. He went out there on the dock, and y'all wanted to see. Y'all want to know where in the hell he was. But he just showed himself on the dock. There was some churches around there, and and riding around with mom and stuff. When we do the road trips. She actually told me she used to live in the house next door to that too. I almost started to get in the car to show y'all. Show you that house and drive to the school. And I can't tell you my life changed when I went to Dublin because I don't remember what the hell my life was before I went. But when I went we moved. They they had these houses in Georgia called 235 houses. They called them 235. And it was, you could go get a house built like you wanted. And they made a payment cheap for divorced women. And she really should be telling, because it's not really my story, but the lawyer she had, when they got a divorce, that lawyer told her or called her later or something. He knew about them 235 houses that you could get, and it was cheap payments. And she got one. As to how she don't know exactly what happened to when they sold it and moved out here. He was actually married to a man or got married while she was there. And her husband's brother bought that house. Mama didn't ever see no money. Didn't ever see a damn thing, I mean, men will take advantage of women. A lot of them will. Especially that no good bastard. You talking about somebody rather damn climb a tree to tell a lie than stand on the ground and tell the truth. That was him. But when we moved to East Dublin, my life changed. We moved near that ball field. Man, I didn't know how to play baseball. The other people had been playing, since T League. And I didn't know I was a good athlete. But I stayed at that ball field all the time. Mama had a whistle. She'd blow that whistle, and that meant supper was ready. Or it's dinner to y'all. And George's supper. But it's time to come home and eat. And, she wanted to lay down a little while before she went to work. All the other young'uns still be out and everything. But I got to hanging around that ball field. 'Cause there was always kind of something happening over there. And then, people and young'uns would, if it wasn't a ball game, they would get a team together. Just a bunch of neighborhood people and stuff. Back in the good old days, and man, I got good. And I wound up being the best batter on the team. And I was the pitcher. And I was the shortstop. And I also played football too over there. Oh, and I had a lot of friends in the neighborhood and some girlfriends too. Different ones. And a girl down the street, she would bring a record player and put it out there under the carport. And I just decided to have a party. And the neighborhood young'uns will be there. Hey, we'd get out there and dance under the carport. At least we thought we was dancing. We was like doing the bear hug. But anyway, it was fun. And there was a lot of pretty girls in that neighborhood. There's another girl down the street. I guess she done been in her room dancing and stuff. You wouldn't believe how pretty this girl was. You wouldn't believe it. But she wanted me to come in and sit down and let her dance for me. I remember the song too. And I ain't been real long ago went and listened to it because I always remembered it. The name of the song was the Peppermint Twist. And I'm talking about like Purdy, like Farrah Fawcett Purdy. She still is to this day. She's same age as me and still pretty as you ever see. And I got hooked up with the neighborhood youngins and the boys. They was all football players. They was all baseball players. they was kinda like they was the in crowd in school, and I was in there with 'em, the in crowd, and, that's mostly the place where my brother would go off and come home toting a damn goat, walking I don't know how far, toting a goat or chicken or doves or pigeons. Like me and mom was like all over him, boy. You think he listened to her? You know, this woman that was crazy about dogs and stuff, stray dogs and dogs that, homeless dogs, I mean, Tony, he's young, but like he's hooked up with that woman and they they work together. Brung some old mean dog to the house. Let me light my cigarette. My mama bought us a motorcycle, when we lived in East Up. Oh, well, I think I wrote out here on the concrete. Grandma still got it. But when they poured the pad out here at Mama's house, I mean, I don't remember if I wrote 1972 or 1973. Hey, Grandma, if you listening, you can jump on your computer and click that link and it'll bring you right in here. If you want to get on there, you don't have to be on camera. You can do just like what I'm doing. I can put you on the screen without I can put you talking without you being on the screen if you want to jump over there and tell us. It's 1972 or 1973. Oh, well, he was over there, a little while in East of them when we moved out here. She wanted to get out the country and stuff. And I loved it in East of them. Hell, man, I had people I spent the night with sometimes. Not too much. I'm still like to be at home when I go to bed. Hey, I might have a good time with you for a little while, but when it gets time to go to sleep, I want to be at my house. One of my buddies, mama worked with the woman. She let her son come over there, spend the night. We spent the night at our house. That little shit ass peed on the bed. Ain't say nothing to me, ain't say nothing to mama. Let me get something else going here, y'all. And actually, the boy that come over here the other day, ain't seen him in a while. The one I told you. He made it big. he was a like like the paper mills, y'all. I mean, I know some of y'all might know it, some of you might not. But they don't, the people at the paper mill, they do their job. And if the paper mill wants something done, they'll call somebody from the outside to come in and do it. Take bids or whatever, whatever it is. And my buddy started a company that paper mill would call. And I mean, he was laying the money down. I think like one time they was bringing in $5 million a year. His daddy said, "I didn't know you had enough sense to do all that." That's a pretty good compliment from your daddy, ain't it? I didn't know you had enough sense to do all that. That guy was smart. Me and that guy was smart. We just didn't know it, you know. We just didn't know it. You know damn well I couldn't have started no roofing business on my own when I was 20 years old if I was stupid. And about wound up shutting all the roofing companies down in Dublin. But it got down to where I couldn't do it all, you know. Let's see, where was I at? Oh. So that's kind of east of them, they had a store at one end of the road. You could walk that store. We had bicycles in East of them when we moved over there. Mama bought us some bicycles. We'd wear them out. You could go to one end of the road and go to a store, and then you go to the other end and go to the store. And we did. We was young as that. We was young as that do stuff. You didn't have to uh force us to go outside. Outside's where we wanted to be. And we did. And I mean, we come on back and she blowed that whistle. I mean, you better come back. You hear that whistle? It ain't no saying I didn't hear it and all that. Because other people would hear it and they say, "Hey, that's your mama blowing the whistle." Played football and all that stuff. That is a ball field. I mean, it wasn't just baseball. Had a football field. Had about 3, man. That's actually where Stephen and Christina played too. You know, when whenever they got old enough to play that T-ball and flag football, and Christina was a cheerleader. That's actually where they played at. But when we moved out here, all that stuff was gone. You talking about a fork in the road, boy? It wasn't no fork. It was either turn right or left. It wasn't no fork about it. And all them good times was over. And I mean, Mama dug that pond, and really, I seen William on here a while ago. Really, that's when I started hanging around William when we moved out here. Oh, I had a few years there where I was out of commission. And I mean, and I quit playing baseball, quit playing football. Mama didn't get home till 4:30 every day. And I mean, I couldn't, I guess I could have played school football, but Mama, she wasn't studying, going picking somebody up. I could have stayed over for school, but she wasn't studying picking nobody up. And she might say, well, I never knew about it. Well, that's my mom, and I knew how she was. And I mean, just didn't ask. But, my brother was 3 years older than me. It wasn't too long. Uh, I mean, he had a car. And that's when I took a fork in the road there. He smoked cigarettes. He would drink. I started smoking cigarettes. Then, like, sneaking drinking. Well, I was sneaking smoking too. I know none of y'all never sneaked a cigarette before in your life. Now, did you? Never sneaked a cigarette. Anyway, my life changed. It ever should. And, I mean, it went sideways. Life went sideways. And the in crowd that I hung around with, I still hung around them a little bit in school. For a while. But then I got to kind of seeing them like, they was like kind of a little embarrassing. They was trying to hang around with the older bunch. The older bunch didn't want to mess with them. But they would still hang around with them. And I didn't know. I didn't. I didn't want to hang around with them people. Not my buddies, the older bunch. I didn't. And I mean, I didn't like them nor dislike them. I mean, I just thought it was dumb myself. Trying to hang around with somebody that you ain't doing nothing but getting on their damn nerves. Because the older boys was the in bunch that all the girls liked. I did play football a little bit in school. And they say, "Go take a shower." I said, "I take one when I get home." And I'll go on. Go and take a shower. I don't want to be around a bunch of men. No. I don't want to be around a bunch of women. Uh, Not dressed neither. I don't mind if they are undressed, not a bit. But I don't want to be undressed. But don't mind them. I've been around that too. And at that time, stay out here with mom a little while, and then things get a little hot out here. Go to daddy's and stay there a little while. Things get a little hot out there. Come back to mama's. I mean, you know how that is. Go where you're getting the best deal. It was a little fun at daddy's. But my oh yeah, yeah, I remember now. So one of these, my daddy married a woman that had two sons, and one of them sons started going with my Tammy. I had another girlfriend in Dublin. Me and William would go with her and ride the motorcycles and all kind of stuff. But I really go kind of talking about Tammy now. Oh, it was my stepbrother that was going with Tammy, and I went over there with him. The Tammys, and Tammy get up and go to the bathroom. He go stand at the door. She walked to the kitchen. He walked to the kitchen. She go outside. He go outside. If she stand on top of the house, jumping through a damn hula hoop, he would be up there too, I reckon. Now he was crying crazy about her, but she wasn't like that about him. Her mama seen me over there. She said, "That's the one you need to be going with right there. That boy there." I didn't really, Tammy wasn't exactly my cup of tea. She's a little chubby, but I mean that wasn't it. I mean, I just, uh, it wasn't because she was chubby, and I just like didn't see the light. I mean, I didn't see the light, and I mean, like just go the longest time without ever going back over there. I go to the girl's house in Dublin on Saturdays, and she was like Tammy. She was absolutely crazy about me. Her mom and daddy was, you know, they didn't treat me bad or nothing, But they knew the girl was too head over heels, if you understand what I'm saying. For me, she was just too head over heels for me. And I didn't exactly feel the same about her. But I mean, I liked her and everything, but like, I wasn't damn in love, you know? She was. And then one day I just did never call her back again. We was first day of school. I walked in the classroom and we had different classes. You be with this group of people, one class, and your second period we called it. You be with another different group of people, and all day long. Some of them might even been older in them different classes. But I walked in that door, macho man, and there was Tammy done sitting there. It done been over the summer. She was all pumped up. I had her hair, like done been to a beauty shop. Had this fancy haircut. It's kind of funny now. I walked in there and she's sitting in there. She went from a little flat chested to pumped up there pretty good. I stopped. And I already knew her. I had done been over to her house, before. And I stopped there looking at her. I walked in there and like made eye contact with her. She didn't make eye contact with me. I seen her sitting there. She was looking straight ahead. I can see her till this day looking straight ahead. She said, I seen you standing there. But I couldn't hardly believe my eyes. Some of the girls, everybody knows this. Some of the girls grow up to be a fox, you know. And some of the pretty ones grow out of being a fox. And some of the ones that's not quite such a fox grow into a fox. I mean, if you don't know that, you need to listen to my videos. Because I talk about what's real, and stuff. She like turned to a fox. And the other girls just kind of normal, I'm talking about up top. Tammy was a little more. And that's actually kind of like where it started right there with me and Tammy. I don't know what grade it was. But like like once I got to know her, uh, you hear me talk about this 100 times. Like man, so good, like such a good heart. She couldn't keep her hands off of me. She's like messing with my hair. And I quit. Well, I didn't have no girlfriend, but I always had friends. Girls that was friends always. But when I seen her sitting in that desk, I forgot my damn name. Took me 2 or 3 days to remember my name. Man, I just liked her. I just liked her, boy. Other girls like trying to mess with me and stuff. But, I just like Tammy. And, I don't know how long that carried on. Before I started going to her house. And, I wasn't very welcomed at her house. And, I ain't never took no bullshit off of nobody, y'all. And I'm just like that. I'm just like that. It's born in me. If you come up talking shit to me, you can expect to get it back. If you want to fight, well, you do that too. Her daddy, told me. And her dad, she was crazy about me. Like the other girl I was telling you about. She was crazy about me. Her daddy knew it. And he was actually just looking out, trying to look out for her daughter, for his daughter. But he was too late, boy. But he told me for that I reminded him of him. And, he seen something that wasn't there. Because I wasn't like him. If I was, there's probably a pretty good chance I wouldn't have never, you know, been over there with Tammy later, you know. Whenever I finally started going over there, he was hell bent, she wasn't going to see me. And me and Tammy was hell bent. We was going to see one another. And I'm still pretty young, I mean. And I reckon I was like 15 years old. When I started out, I was a little scared of him at first. But I mean, he had the power. He had the power. My daddy said he's got the stick. He used to talk about, you know, somebody having the stick. He had the stick. And I had to we had to hide. I would go in her window, go into the front door. I usually went in the front door, but a lot of times I left out the window. It just so happened like he rambled and stuff a lot. Sometimes he might be gone 30 minutes, sometimes he might be gone any work too, at night. But he had loud mufflers on his car, and you could hear him when he pulled in. And he did, I'd go out the window. And, just go on. Hell, walk home. And then be back over there every chance I got. Just cut through some stuff. I might backtrack there, but just to cut through some stuff, he told me, he said, later in life, he told me, he said, I was wrong about you. He's kind of somebody like me, pretty bold. And if he made a mistake, he wouldn't just let the mistake live. If he said something that wasn't too nice, found out he was wrong, he wouldn't just let it be like that. A lot of people will. And I said, if I'm wrong, I'll tell you I'm wrong. I actually say that every once in a while. I want John Ray to come in here and let's get this stuff straightened out between Blue and John Ray. Who said what? All he's got to do is say, she told me that. And I'll believe him. A lot of people believe John Ray's innocent. I can tell you. But you don't know. I mean, all you got to do is tell me. That's all you got to do is tell me. She's the one told me that. And I'll take it just like that. Just like he says it. Whatever he says or whatever he don't say, I'll take it just like that. If he says that's what she said, that's what she told me, I'll say okay. If I tell you something and what I told you was a lie, you wouldn't actually be, and you tell somebody something, you wouldn't actually be lying if I told it to you for the truth and you was just repeating what I said. That's not bad on your part. It's just somebody, it's just I lied to you. Well, hey, y'all, I mean, he's got my number. I'm sure he watches. If if y'all know him and close to him, text him and tell him all he's got to do is say, I didn't lie. That's what was told to me. And I'll forgive him. And, I mean, it ain't I'll forgive him. It just, it'll take everything off. I wouldn't block him on all the channels. There's people that don't believe he said that. There's people that don't, and there's a lot of people that think he was lied to. I don't know. He can call me up. I've talked to him before on the phone. He can call me up and, hey, I'll talk to him. I ain't going to get on there and cuss him out. I ain't going to be hard on him. I'll be just like I'm telling you about Tammy's daddy. I was wrong about you. Y'all understand? I was wrong about you. And he stuck his hand out to shake it, or I did, or something other, And hell, that's Tammy's daddy. All the wounds done healed up. All the old wounds done healed. And I took my hand out. Let me try to remember, y'all. I stuck my hand out to shake his hand. He pushed my hand down and hugged me. But I proved, not by words, by actions, that I wasn't like him. And that's kind of the thing with Dina. She ain't never quit. She said, boy, I took an antenna down there and put it up at her house. I told Tim, I said, just let her think you told me to put it up. I knew she didn't have no TV, to watch. I said, just let her think you told me to do it because that's what I told her. Tammy told me to bring you an antenna down here. She let me know that was Tammy that told me to do that too, but it wasn't. It was me. And she had a fire under her house. I don't know how you have a damn fire under the house. But it messed a bunch of stuff up. I went down there straightening that stuff up for 3 days. Rehooking stuff back up. Run another wire to the stove. The furnace wasn't working. I mean, damn panel box outside. I had to work on it just to be slapped in the face here and there over and over. I was telling that the first of the video, so He says a lot of stuff. Well, why in the hell am I saying it? You don't take low blows at my ass, and that's the end of it. You take low blows at me, you can expect to get it back. I don't give a damn who it is, neither. I'm talking about, I don't care if it's some kind of authority. I don't care if it's the law. I don't care if it's a judge. I don't care if it's a damn lawyer. So Tammy was telling me the lawyer she had died today. Now the lawyer that was she went to see a lawyer one time trying to get me to quit drinking. She said, "Show him this card where you've been up here." You don't do that to me. You don't do that to me. You don't be messing with Tammy. I mean, she had to tell me right fast, like, and in a hurry, that the card was to scare me. The business card, you know. Still didn't make all that much difference to me. I seen him at the Home Depot store one day. He don't know who I was. And he don't know what he done to me. But he knew he done something. You see what I'm talking about, y'all? I ain't scared of no lawyer, no deputy sheriff, no preacher, nobody. You know, if you want to get along with me, you best like not be taking shots at me. And then if you don't like me, well, that's a different story. You with me, White Earth? These some bitches don't know us through the White Earth. There's people around town. We like to go stand at your front door. You don't see a lot of people like me in White Earth. You'll hear people talking. They sound like us. We will do it. They, uh, they took somebody some fish one night. I don't know what that man said to White Earth. The man took the fish, but he said something to White Earth. made him mad. And well, I don't think crazy. And whatever he said wasn't a good thing he said. Well, I don't think crazy. Told the man to come out there in the yard. He said, I'm calling you out. And man gonna run up there and do a drive-by on white earth and then think it's forgotten. No, it just begun. And I mean, I just don't take kindly to people messing with Tammy. I think that Tammy lives a good life. She don't get fussed at and accused. She does like she wants to do when she gets ready to do it. They had this trip planned, and he's like wanting to get back with her sister, and I guess do like sisters do. She's sitting over here the other day. I said, I know what you're thinking. I said, I want you to go on that trip. I said, I'm fine here with the dogs. I said, I want you to go on that trip and not think nothing about it. I said, I'm all right. Well, she's kind of like that. If I were to tell her I didn't think it was a good idea to go, she wouldn't go. She's like everything in a woman that a man wants. And then I don't take advantage of her. Hey, I'll be all right here. Might have a party when I get off of the live tonight. But it's like this right here, y'all. You can take and write this down too. If you don't start no trouble, there won't be no trouble. Y'all, you see me sitting over here? Like hell, man. Just as good as I can be. I mean, just as damn good as I could be. My mama loves me to death. Tammy loves me to death. All my grand youngs come over here. They hug me. Like, here I am. Just as damn good as I possibly can be. And when I started going over Tammy's, there was some rough characters hanging around there, boy. Rough, rough characters. I mean, hell, they look damn rough. And well, let me say this first. I used to think Tammy's the best thing that ever happened to me. But then I also think I'm the best thing that ever happened to her. She didn't have no happy childhood. She's there with her mama watching wrestling. Watching wrestling on TV. Her daddy told me some stuff I never told her and won't never tell her. I said, I hope the hell I ain't like that. And y'all, I was talking about, some of the girls will grow up to be foxes. Tammy's got a buddy that a good friend of hers, or they used to be. I mean, they still friends, but they used to be good friends. And he wouldn't believe what a pretty woman she made. He wouldn't believe it. I wished I could show you the picture. I could show you her picture, but I hate to do that. Tammy knows who she is. That was Tammy that called a while ago, probably telling me to hush. The truth is, the wound's kind of heal up again. I called up Christina and talked to her. Hey, thank you, Miss Carol. Hey, I love you too. I called up, talked to Christina today too, and told her some stuff. Told her some stuff she didn't know. Told her something she needs to do. We'll see if she does it, but I bet you she does. But it's something, what I told her, you'll know it. What I told her, I said, I might be wrong. It's just my opinion. And I said, I ain't saying I'm right. I said, but I'm usually right. We'll see what happens. Matter of fact, I'll tell y'all, if she acts on. Called up Tammy and told her something, too. Hey, y'all, I think. I think about everything. We'll see what Tammy does. I basically told both of them the same thing. And Christina's like Tammy. Man, she believes in me. Like what I say. She believes in me. Well, we'll see if either one of them do it. And you'll know it. You'll know it. If they do, you'll know it. Oh, y'all, I ain't done here. I ain't done talking. But I want to go ahead and tell y'all, if y'all watching here, you're not going to see me on Tammy's channel making videos no more. Uh, I will be on there with Grandma and Tammy whenever they on there talking. But as far as like making videos and putting on there, I'm not going to be doing that no more. If there's people, if there is people that don't want to watch me, they won't even have to look at my damn pictures on there no more because it ain't going to be there. I'll do my stuff right here, y'all. So if you like truth, talk, and just like to talk in general and listen, and I know y'all do, I can tell by how good the videos are. You might want to subscribe or try to like it or something other, It ain't the most important thing in the world, but it'll help you know when I'm live because a lot of times I don't schedule the videos. Sometimes I might will, sometimes I might not. I don't ever know what I'm going to do or even if I even feel like talking. Sometimes you with it and sometimes you ain't with it. And I get these like kind of like lightning strikes ideas, where some days, like I'm getting them all day long, like lightning strike thoughts. And, I've been getting them. It might be when I slowed down on Tammy's channel and took a few days off, just thinking about things and stuff. But there is people, y'all, that put their heel down and they mean they are not going to watch if I do a video. And you tell me where you'd rather be. You'd rather be where half the people like you? Where 100% of the people like you? Or be where half the people don't like you? Where you rather be? You'd rather be where you loved at. And then I'm about hell too, I mean? And I mean, like, they won't have to worry about me. If they watch me from here on out, they'll be over here watching. It won't be over there. And I've been wanting Tammy to take full control of her channel anyway. And I actually thought about, please always come and talk with us, Danny. Have I learned so much from you? Hey, that's what I hear. I hear that all the time. Thank you for the compliment. But there's a lot of people who tell me, that there's a lot of people tell me how much they've learned, about life. And hey, I won't let you down, Carol. I'll be, doing my videos over here more than ever probably, and putting them on my number one channel. I got somewhere else I put videos, but nobody knows about it. I'm not on the videos, but I'll be over here. And I think we can build some people. Oh, I think so. I think so. I think we can build a channel. But at least the ones that's here want to be here. You don't want somebody going through your video like just picking through it, speeding it up, picking through it, speeding it up, listening, speed it up. I I wished I could show y'all, and I could take a picture of it, but it's aggravating as hell. Well, I seen a video of Stevens. I was over there on his channel looking at it. His channel's coming around and getting better, y'all. Okay, Slim. His channel's getting better, y'all. It's coming on up, but I debated about whether to tell y'all this or not, but a lot of stuff I usually go ahead and say, even if I'm just thinking about it, not saying it. But I went over and looked at his artist retention on the concert. Hey, thank you, Miss Carol. What a nice thing to say. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna let the women down on here, y'all. And I ain't gonna tell you nothing wrong. I'm gonna tell you everything straight. But I went over there, Steven's video, and I've explained it to y'all. I got a graph. Video starts out, there's a average line. And if a lot of people's concentrated in spots and stuff, it'll show a big old hump. And I went and looked at the graph. It had a big old hump. A big old tall hump. That's from people backing up the video and watching. People backing up the video and watching that spot will cause a hump. And if a bunch of people are speeding it up, it'll fall below average. So I seen this big old hump. Yeah, thank you, Miss Carol. I seen this big old hump. You not can play the video, and it'll like start going up the hump. I told Tammy, I said, damn, I can't wait to see what this is that everybody's looking at. Because I knew there was something. He was standing there singing. But I knew I ain't just started this stuff yesterday, y'all. I knew there was something that caused that big old hump. I don't know why so many people doing this on Steven's channel. Y'all won't believe what it was. Bentley come walking by in the background. And people like, whoa, what? Hey, hold on. Back the video up like, and they do that on Steven's channel. You let a damn car drive up over there. And I mean, I don't know. That's why they're so bad on his channel. Hey, they seen it was just Bentley walking by. The big old mountain come back down to average. Why is why is that so bad? You know what I mean? Why is people doing that so bad? I just want to catch him. I just want to catch him. Hey, I told Tammy, I said, come in, let me show you this. I showed it to Tammy. And that's his whole channel like that. If them people that deliver food and stuff come over there, see, he don't say nothing. He don't. There's a lot of stuff he don't say. Hold on, what was that car? Hold on, who is that driving that car? And y'all, it's just exactly like what I'm telling you. Hell, I got slapped damn looking. One night, I got slapped laughing. A car come, is a big old hump. And a little later on, there's another big old hump. And another car come. And you couldn't quite see who was in that car. And that made the hump twice as tall. Hold on, let me take a screenshot of that. Hold on. And put it in slow motion. I can't quite make out why are they doing that so bad. Hey, I love you too, Miss Carol. Miss Carol's my girlfriend, y'all know that. Hey, what in the world, y'all? What in the world? Yeah, thank you, Miss Carol, for that super chat. That's mighty sweet of you. I ain't gonna let y'all down. I'm gonna tell you this stuff. I'm gonna tell you everything. Hey, I don't know, Pamela. I mean, I don't. I mean, you might have been one of the ones backing up and looking at the hump. Mine don't do like that, y'all. Mine won't be a hump. It'll be a damn mountain. No phony. He bears his sins publicly. Hey, I mean, I ain't been on his channel a long time, looking at his stuff. But I want to see how good he was coming along since he's been going vertical. His channel's coming back. Yeah, his channel's coming back because he's like getting good average view duration now. It's coming back. And, I was telling y'all that I was going to, you can look forward to me telling y'all about, getting scammed by Mr. Tall, Dark, and Handsome. I've got to be, I'm going to be telling you about that and what to look out for. And, what, I'm going to make a whole show about that. But also, a woman watched a video of a woman that had, she said she'd been watching a woman for years. And the woman made like a 2.5 minute video saying she don't know what's happened to her channel. I looked at 2 or 3 of her videos because this woman told me to check it out. I looked at 2 or 3 of her videos and like, hell man, she's big time. 675 million views, 4 million subscribers, 20,000 views. I think I know what's wrong with the woman's channel, but it ain't nothing she's doing. But that'll be on an upcoming video there. I'll be telling y'all about it. And we'll be talking and doing and talking. Oh, I told y'all that, I was like, Grandma's not always available, and Tammy will be doing videos, and Grandma's the best one in the world you can have on your video, y'all. She's better than anybody you can think of. To have on your show. She'll bring people to your channel. And I know I told y'all about this, but I actually think I thought of somebody else too. I was telling y'all about people think it's easy, sit down and do what grandma's doing and stuff. It ain't that easy. Or people just to love you to death. Where they'll come back and watch over and over. It's not that easy. I know it looks easy. But that girl down there at Keys Church, the blue-eyed girl. Yeah, Stephen's a good one to put on your channel too. I don't know if you're saying that, but Stephen's a good one to have on your channel too. But like, we can't hardly get him on video, y'all. He's not interested in it. Danny, I used to tease him, but now that I know women are really going nuts over him, I quit. I was just kidding him. I always liked older men. The thing about it, T is, he don't mind that. He don't mind being teased. But there's women out there that's just, like want to run over him with a car if they see him walking down side the road. They like love him so much that the love turned into hate. At least that's what they pretend. But he can't be everybody's girlfriend. And then, the truth is, some of the women's kind of pushy. Really are. I mean, the women's kind of pushy. And I mean, they'll say some mean shit, to get him to call, just to get him to call. And he can't talk to everybody. And if he tries to talk, that's not enough. If he tries to talk to the people, and he does some, I guess. I know he used to. I actually told him, to watch it, watch that, you know. I was like, I mean, you know, like I say, y'all, I mean, him just talking on the phone or something ain't enough. I want more. And they want you to go away. Stephen's mine. You go away. He's with me. So it's really pretty bad. I mean, if you would have didn't know, you'll always say that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. But it really is pretty bad. I don't know what he's doing now. I don't know if he talks on the phone. He used to try to talk to everybody. He's sitting there and seeing Texas, but he does have stuff he wants to do, y'all. I reckon. And this ain't every woman. Hell, y'all know that. But there's a few that, they serious as hell, you know what I mean? You think of the ones that left. Some of them used to be in there and being loved that left. And, I was telling you about the woman at Keys Church, the blue-eyed girl. I think she would be good on Tammy's video, because Tammy would be doing videos Saturday and stuff. And you know what I mean? If Tammy can do better without me, I want her. I'm all for it. Really, I am. Oh, I'm all for it. If she can do better without me, I will bow out. And hell, she might can. I mean, she really might can. I might not be exaggerating. And I thought of another girl. Just anybody can't do it, y'all. I thought of another girl. And that was the fox. The girl that turned into the fox when she got grown. She will be a good one. And her and Jamie go way back. And she is a fox. She is pretty on camera. She's pretty in a picture. She's pretty standing in there feeding a fish. She's pretty. And I told Tammy about it, but you know, like I say, y'all, if Tammy can get on there and be more successful without me, I am just fine with that. I'll come to Southern Ideas, and be where I'm loved. That's the way I am, y'all. You won't have to worry about this boy coming up and knocking on your door, begging for a second chance. I'll be gone. I want to say, again, I'm going to be right here, y'all. Sudden ideas. I ain't going nowhere. I'm just saying, if Tammy can do better without me, I by all means want to do it. That's what I want to do. I don't know if some of them women hate me, and I really don't know what it is, you know? It might be, no, we don't hate men. We just hate you. Hell, that's all right. I mean, if that's the way it's got to be, you know? If that's the way it's got to be, it's all right. If that's the way it's got to be, it's all right. But maybe we can get somebody in there with Tammy, you know, that because you want to get just as many people as you can watching. That's the name of the game, y'all. That's what we're here for. You know, we here because we want to be. Grandma looks forward to doing videos. I look forward to doing videos. Stephen looks forward to doing videos. And Tammy, when she gets ready, then she looks forward to doing videos. Don't don't let nobody fool you, y'all. Everybody wants to do good. Everybody wants to get just as many people watching as they possibly can. That is the truth. I'm going to always tell you the truth, y'all. I want to tell you how I appreciate y'all being so loving and warm and them angel chats. I really can't, well, I guess really nobody can talk and concentrate real good while they're reading the chat. And I'll be honest with you, it kind of bothers me when somebody's talking and they say, well, and then I'm going to town. And then they start reading chat. Then they come back. Well, where was I? Okay. Yeah, I was going to town. And they stop. Look at Super Chat. After about damn 5 minutes of, well, I'm going to town. Where was I at? I'm done got mad, jumping on Tammy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That don't mean I don't want you to chat. Because everybody wants you to chat. The silent viewers like to read y'all's chat. Y'all love to one another's chat. And I do look up there. I do look up there every now and then, but I'm not gonna let chat mess up my story to where it's just aggravating to everybody. And I'm not gonna get on here and just read chat. Because I know you don't want me to just get on here and read chat. I know that. I want to thank all the pretty girls. Is there any in here, yeah? Yeah, there's a bunch of pretty girls in here, y'all. There's a bunch of pretty girls in here. I want to thank the super chatters. I want to thank everybody for standing by me. You know, somebody's wrong, y'all. Somebody's wrong. You got half the people that hate you and half the people that love you. Somebody's wrong. And did you know that's my life story, y'all? Man, half the people love you to death, man. You know them girls up there at the drunk hospital and at school, and somebody's wrong. And I don't think it's y'all that's wrong. But that's always been my life story, y'all. There's some people like look at here. Boy, don't like me, like don't even damn understand why. But there is something I learned. Y'all have heard me say this before and I say it again. People that don't like you usually don't change their mind. I'm glad Tammy's daddy did. Because what he thought meant a lot to me, you know. So I want to tell all the pretty girls, good night. Go get in that bed. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Say your prayers. You're still breathing. Got a lot to be thankful for. Good night, everybody. We'll see y'all again. Bye bye.